What's your favorite Altuve story, the defending MVP? You got one for me?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do. I mean, it was in my first year with him. He was the first player that I met when I became the manager here. He was in town when I flew in for my press conference, and I sat down with him, and so I've immediately got to know him pretty well. And you go through the 2015 season, and that's a few years ago, but that was our coming out party when it comes to the Astros and this young talent, the arrival of Correa. Lance McCullers Jr. came up. Jose Altuve was starting to get a little bit more national recognition. And Jose's always been, gifted with just showing up the same every day, playing hard and able to compete at this level and never wants a day off. And so we go through the 2015 season. He has a remarkable season. He ends up having a really tough series against the Kansas City Royals, and we got beat out in the AL Division Series. And it was the first time we'd been in the playoffs in over a decade in this organization. So it meant a lot to a lot of people. I think it probably meant the most to Jose Altuve because he had never been on a winning team in the big leagues. He had been the face of a rebuild that was, largely unpopular around the game. And so he comes into my office after Game 5 and broke down in tears, and he was upset, and he was so disappointed in himself because he only got 2 hits in the division series, and he apologized to me right before I went out and addressed our team at that end of the season sort of manager-coach opportunity to address your team. And right then and there, you realize what winning means to Jose and how he was going to take all the bullets, so to speak, when you lose a series. And all I told him was, you aren't the reason that we lost. You're the reason that we got here. And it showed a lot of character out of Jose at the most vulnerable time. He was going to take all the heat, even though he was largely the reason we were there.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.